Okay, I'm gonna make some coasters using this mold. I'm gonna make 4 coasters. I'm gonna use my Let's Resin epoxy resin. I'm gonna do 8 ounces, 2 for each coaster, and I've got a couple of trays that I need to top off. So I'm gonna pour 4 ounces of B. Wipe off the lid so it doesn't get sticky. Put it to the side so I don't get confused what I've used. And I'm going to do another 4 ounces of part A. 8 ounces total. Wipe off the lid. Set it to the side. I'm going to use my Let's Resin mixer. Okay, so the resin ran in the mixer for 4 minutes. Now I'm just going to mix it up a little bit more. I'm going to scrape the sides, make sure that everything got mixed really well. Okay, then I'm using 2 different colors. I'm going to do clear in the top coats of a couple of trays that I did. So I need to separate that out because I'm going to color the rest black. So I'm going to separate out 3 ounces of the clear. I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to pour the rest of it into this cup. Use my scraper, get everything out. Make sure I get all the resin out of there. Don't want to waste anything. You know, it's funny because I watch a lot of YouTube videos on resin videos, and most people that I watch in the resin community that make videos all use this kind of scraper because they're awesome. Okay, so I separated my resin. I'm going to pour black pigment into this. It's the Let's Resin epoxy paste. Pour some in there. Doesn't take much. And then I'm going to stir, stir, stir. Got to stir this really good because any paste that's left behind that isn't stirred in will not cure in your project and will ruin your project. So make sure you get everything stirred in really well. And what I do, because this is what I was taught from the YouTube videos that I've watched, is you see all this pigment paste on the stick? That'll get in your project and it won't cure. So I'm gonna wipe that off, get it all off of my stirring stick, and then I'm gonna go back in and stir some more. Make sure that it's good and mixed up. Get all the sides. Get on the bottom really good, get it all stirred up. Really good. Okay, now I need to get the bubbles out. So to do that, I'm going to use my bubble remover, but I find that it removes bubbles a lot better if the resin is really low in the cup. So I'm going to separate this out. I think I'm going to do it into 2 cups. I've got about 5 ounces of resin here, so I'll do like 2.5 and 2.5. Okay, so I'm going to put all of these in the bubble remover, and I'll be back. Okay, so the resin is out of the bubble remover. As you can see, it's clear from here at the bottom, and then there's some bubbles left here. Here's the black. It's kind of harder to tell here, but you can see the bubbles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray a little bit of alcohol on the top to bust those bubbles. And then I'm going to let them set for 5 minutes so they can degas and let those bubbles rise and burst before I pour, just so I can prevent as much as possible having bubbles in my projects. Be right back. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. The bubbles are pretty much out of the resin. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. The bubbles are pretty much out of the resin. Not all of them. I don't think you can get 100% of the bubbles out, or I haven't been able to, unless you have a pressure pot or something like that, where I'm just a hobbyist doing this, and so I haven't invested in that piece of it. I'm going to pour clear on the top after this all cured. So I'm going to pour these about 3/4 of the way full. Pouring 3/4 of the way full. My resin is thick. I think I let it sit a long time. Okay, there's one. 2. 3. And 4. Now I'll just go through and just make sure that I got plenty on here. Top them off a little bit. Make sure they go all the way to the edges. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. So now I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm just going to go around the edges. Make sure there's no bubbles. Make sure there's no bubbles. And this is just a kind of a rounded tip on the dotting tool, and so it's not going to scratch my mold at all. Okay. And I have it sitting, I have my coaster sitting on this. It's an old piece of tile, so I can transfer them over to the side where I can let them cure. I think this one needs a little bit more. It's kind of pulling off of the sides, so I'm gonna top that one off a little bit more. Maybe I'll put more in each one of them. I've got plenty of black. I did way too much black. I'll just top them off. I just need a thin top coat of the clear resin whenever these cure, and I can put my stickers on. All right. Again, make sure that I don't have any bubbles. See, that bubble popped up right there. Getting bubbles popping up. Okay, I'm gonna set these to the side for the moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes. The bubbles are pretty much out of the resin. Not all of them. I don't think you can get 100% of the bubbles out, or I haven't been able to, unless you have a pressure pot or something like that, where I'm just a hobbyist doing this, and so I haven't invested in that piece of equipment. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spray alcohol. This is 91% alcohol onto my mold to potentially, hopefully help prevent bubbles. And then I'm going to pour. I'm just going to pour these about 3/4 of the way full, because I'm going to put these stickers on the top. Oh, I did that wrong. I got to pour the clear and then put the stick. No, I can do this. Okay, pour it, then I'm going to put this on top, and then I'm going to pour clear on the top after this all cured. So I'm going to pour these about 3/4 of the way full. Pouring 3/4 of the way full. My resin is thick. I think I let it sit a long time. Okay, there's one. 2. Well, guys, we're back. I know that I told you it would be tomorrow, and it is tomorrow, but for you, it's just a couple of seconds. Lucky you. The coasters have cured, and I want you to see if you can see. You see those little, I don't know if you can see, you see the little indentions and the dots on the top of the resin, the cured resin? I don't know what happened. I think, you know what I think happened is I think I had water in my cups, maybe from washing them out when and I didn't dry them well before I put my resin in, and I think the water kind of messed up the resin. I don't know, I can't explain it any other way. I went through and I watched my videos to see if I could figure out if I did something wrong, and I didn't, so I don't know what it is, but we're just gonna move forward. You know, it's a good lesson. Water and epoxy resin don't mix. But they did cure, so I don't know. Anyway, these are the stickers that I'm gonna put on the coasters, and then we're gonna top them with a top coat. So let's go ahead and put the stickers on, and then we'll move forward. If I can get the little, if I can get the stickers off, that's always a challenge for me. I'm gonna get my little, sorry I'm out of the gel, but I'm gonna get my little Cricut picking tool, and I'm gonna try to get this sticker. There it goes. And also, one tip that I'm gonna give you guys is, is not to touch the sticky part of the sticker with your fingers, because we have oils on our fingers and they will transfer onto the stickers. In my experience, they will transfer onto the stickers and show in your project. So I'm gonna use, goodness gracious, I'm gonna use my tweezers. Try not to touch them. I have to touch them a little bit, but try to touch them as little as possible. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this in the middle and then push it on. And of course you always get bubbles, but I'll show you here in a little bit how to prevent that. I got a lot of bubbles on that one. I'm gonna get my scraper and I'm just gonna try to, that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my X-Acto knife. It's not very sharp because I've used it, but I'm gonna Just cut that sticker right there. And then I'm gonna press it down. And usually that will get rid of those bubbles. I'll go through and I'll do all those later and get them all on, but I'm gonna go ahead and get these stickers on here first. Boy. Oops. Not easy, guys, not easy. Sorry this has taken so long. There we go. Now this one I'm going to try to start in the middle, and I'm going to bend it and start in the middle and lay it down a little slower and a little bit more deliberate. Okay, that was better. I didn't get as many bubbles that time. Okay, number 3. Wow, this is challenging. Try to get it started with the tool. If you all have a better way of doing this, let me know, because this can be very frustrating, especially when you're trying to make a video and you're like, these people don't want to sit here and watch me peel off a sticker. But here we are. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, no, I didn't get it. Oh my goodness. Wow, this one's, let's try another one. Maybe we'll have better luck with this one and go back to that one. Okay, got this one. Get my tweezers so I don't put a little bunch of fingerprints on it. Okay, and we're gonna go down, start in the middle, kind of curl it, put it on, and then drop it slowly. And I'll have to go back and press those on really good and get all the air bubbles out, but we will do that. Okay, back to this one. Oh, goodness. Maybe it'll be better since I put it down and come back to it. Oh, there we go. See, sometimes you just got to put it down and go back. That way in life, isn't it? It's that way in life for sure. All right. Well, I'm going to mess with these guys and get all the bubbles out, and I'll be back. Okay, you guys, I'm going to pour the top coat of the resin now. Doesn't take much because there's not much room left to. Just get it to all the sides. Make sure it's to the edge. I'm gonna have to add some to these. They're not all the way to the edge. Get them domed up. Okay, it's time to unmold. I think they turned out pretty good, you guys. They're, like I said, the resin there was something wrong with the resin when I poured it. And so there's some, you know, there's some bubbles and stuff like that. I don't really know what happened. So these are not the best. They're definitely going to be bloopers. As you can see, there's some problems here. There's some problems on this one. Got to trim them, but they're okay. You know, I don't know what was wrong with the resin, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Y'all have a great day. Bye.